In today's lesson, we're going to talk about rounding whole numbers. Now, rounding is a strategy that mathematicians use in order to make some numbers easier to work with. Now, the value of this rounded number is always close to the value of the original number. Now, to round a whole number, the first thing you have to do is you have to find the rounding digit. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Look at the digit directly to its right, and then you round. Now, if the digit is less than 5, we round down. So what that means is that the rounding digit stays the same and everything else to the right of it changes to a 0. If the digit is 5 or greater, then we round up, which means that the rounding digit, we add 1 to it, and then we change everything else to the right to a 0. All right, it sounds like a lot of words, but it's really not. It's not that hard as it sounds. So we're going to say round 269,579 to the nearest 10,000. All right, well, the first thing we have to do is locate the digit in the 10,000s position. So in case I can't figure it out right away, I'm going to use my trusty old place of value chart. Start with the rightmost digit, place it in the rightmost box, and go to the left. All right, so every digit has its own box. Now, we're looking for the nearest 10,000. So that is right here. So we're looking at the 6. So the second step tells us to look to the digit that is to its right. So that is the 9. And since 9 is greater than 5, then we round up, which means we turn the rounding digit, we add 1 to the rounding digit. So we change the 6 to a 7, and everything else becomes a 0. So the final answer, when we round 269,579 to the nearest 10,000, we get 270,000. Now, sometimes we can be asked to round a number in which we have to round more than we anticipate, so more than once. Well, what does that look like? Well, here we have 399,865, and we are asked to round it to the nearest 1,000. All right, so first thing we have to do is locate the digit that is in the thousands position. So we're going to go ahead and place our numbers in the place value chart. Start with the 5, place it over here, and work our way left until all of the digits have their own box. And this right here, this is the thousands position, and this is what we're trying to round. So we're going to look to the right, and we can see that we have an 8. And 8 is greater than 5. So we're going to add 1 to the rounding digit, which is here, but we can see that only 1 digit is allowed in each place, so we cannot write 10. So what we have to do is we've got to use a 0 to hold the place, and then carry the 1 to the digit to the left. All right, so we have, notice here, 399,865. So we want to round the thousands digit, but it becomes a 10. So we have to have a 0 and add a 1 to the next digit to the left. Well, again, if we add vertically, we can see that we're going to end up with 9 plus 1, which is 10, and we cannot have more than 1 digit in this position. So again, we're going to add a 0 placeholder, and we're going to bring down the 3, and we carry this 1. So now we're going to add vertically 3 plus 1, and we get 400,000. So we essentially had to round 3 different times in order to round to the nearest 1,000. So we can say that 399,865 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is 400,000. So this is our final answer. Round 6,742 to the nearest 100. All right, again, first thing we've got to do is we've got to locate the digit that is in the hundreds position. And so again, I'm going to use the place value chart. I'm going to start with the 2 and work my way left until every digit has its own box. And we can see that the 7 is in the hundreds position. So that's the number we want to round. So we need to know, do we round up or down? So we look to the digit to the right, which is going to be this 4 here. And we can see that 4 is less than 5. So this rounding digit stays the same, and all of these turn to zeros. And so 6,742 rounded to the nearest 100 is 6,700. And that is your lesson on rounding whole numbers.